Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Home Economics online class. So we are now in lesson 1 of the fourth quarter, bread and pastry production. So lesson 1, use of baking tools and bakery equipment. I am Miss Mary Anfonde, your teacher in Home Economics. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to first, identify the different baking tools and bakery equipment. Second, classify the baking tools and equipment. Third, explain the importance of baking tools and bakery equipment. Baking can be a lot of fun, but without the right equipment, it will only cause you a lot of headaches. As a baking lover, having tools is not enough, but you must be equipped with skills and knowledge on the proper use of these tools. So this lesson will make you realize what is the right tool to be used for the right job. Baking tools and equipment and their uses. Baking tools and equipment are identified based on their uses. So the first tool that we have is the baking wares. Baking wares are made of glass or metal containers for butter and dough with various sizes and shapes. The next one is we have the baking tin pans. They are in varied shapes and sizes like square, round, loaf, muffin, and rectangle. So these are some examples of our baking tin pans. Next is we have the tube center pan. Tube center pan is a deeper than a round pan and with a hollow center. It is removable, which is used to bake chiffon type of cakes. So this is an example of tube center pan. Next is we have the pop-over pan. Pop-over pan used for cooking pop-over. So these are some example of a pan. The first one is we have the muffin pan. Muffin fan has 12 formed cups for baking muffins and cupcakes. The second one is we have the jelly roll pan. Is a shallow rectangular pan used for baking rolls. The third one is we have the bun pan. It is a round pan with scalloped sides used for baking elegant and special cakes. Next is we have the custard cup. It is made of porcelain or glass used for baking individual custard. Next, griddle pans. It is used to bake griddles. We also have the loaf pan used to bake loaf bread. So this is an example of the loaf pan. Biscuit and donut cutter. It is used to cut and shape biscuit or donut. Next, we have the cutting tools, include a knife and chopping board that are used to cut glazed fruit, nuts, or other ingredients in baking. And then, electric mixer. Electric mixer is used for different baking procedure for beating, stirring, and blending cake butters and icing. Next is we have the flour sifter. Flour sifter is used for sifting the flour. And then we have the grater. Grater is used to grate cheese, chocolate, and other fresh fruits. Next, kitchen shears. It is used to slice rolls and delicate cakes. Measuring cups. It is used for accurate measurement of ingredients. It is usually a set of individual cups graduated in fractions of 3/4, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Liquid ingredients are usually measured using liquid measuring cup made of transparent glasses or plastic cups. Measuring spoons. Measuring spoons consist of a set of measuring spoons used to measure small quantities of ingredients. Mixing bowl. It comes in graduated sizes and has sloping sides used for mixing ingredients. And then, the mortar and pestle used to pound or ground ingredients. We also have the paring knife. It is used to pare or cut fruits and vegetables into different sizes. Next, pastry bug. Pastry bug is a funnel-shaped container of icing or whipped cream. Then, pastry blender. It has a handle and with wire which is used to cut fat or shortening in the preparation of pies, biscuits, or donuts. Pastry brush has soft bristle for use in greasing pans or surface of pastries and breads. Next is we have the pastry tip. It is a pointed metal or plastic tube connected to the opening of the pastry and is used to form desired designs. So this is an example of our pastry tip. Pastry wheel. It has a blade knife used to cut dough when making pastries. This is a pastry wheel. Next is we have the Rotary Egg Beater used in beating eggs or whipping cream. Next, rolling pin. It is used to flatten or roll the dough. So this is an example of a rolling pin. Next is we have the rubber scraper used to remove bits of food inside of the bowl. So it is made of silicone. Next, spatula. It is about 10.2 to 12.7 centimeter long and 2.5 centimeter wide. It resembles a knife with flexible metal blade. It is used in spreading frostings and icings on cakes. So this is the spatula. Next is the strainer. Strainer is used to strain or sift dry ingredients. Next is we have the timer. Timer is used in timing baked products, the rising of yeast, and to check the doneness of the cakes. We also have the weighing scale used to measure ingredients in large quantities. Utility tray is used to hold ingredients together. Wire whisk for beating egg and for stirring cream and sauces. Next is the wooden spoon. It is used for mixing batters. They come in different weights, sizes, and shapes. Cake decorator or the cylindrical. It is used in decorating or designing cake and other pastry products. And the pastry or biscuit cutters used for shaping dough and pastries. Next is we have the oven. So we have different kinds of ovens. So when we say ovens, this is the workhorses of the bakery and the pastry shop and are essential for producing the bakery products. Ovens are enclosed spaces in which food is heated, usually by hot air. So there are several kinds of ovens used in baking. So these are the different types of ovens. So the first one is we have the deck ovens. Deck ovens are so called because the items to be baked either on sheet pans or in the case of some bread, freestanding or placed directly on the bottom or deck of oven. This is so called stack oven because several may be stacked on top of one another. So this is some example of deck ovens. The second one is we have the rack oven. It is a large oven into which entire racks full of sheet pans can be wheeled for baking. The third one is we have the mechanical oven. The food is in motion while it bakes in this type of oven. The mechanical action eliminates the problem of hot spots or uneven baking because the mechanism rotates throughout the oven. In the fourth one is we have the convection oven. Contains fans that circulate the air and distribute the heat rapidly throughout the interior. Strong forced air can distort the shape of the product made with butter and soft dough. Number 5, microwave oven is an electric oven that heats and cooks food by exposing it to electromagnetic radiation in the microwave frequency range. Microwave oven heat foods quickly and efficiently because excitation is fairly uniform in the outer 25 to 38 mm of a homogeneous high water content food item. Number 6 is we have the Dutch oven is a thick walled, usually cast iron, cooking pot with a tight fitting lid. Dutch ovens have been used as cooking vessels for hundreds of years. Our baking tools and equipment are classified into 7 groups. So the first one, the oven. So we have different types of oven. We have the deck oven, rack oven, mechanical oven, microwave oven, convection oven, and the Dutch oven. The other one is we have the other baking equipment. So we have the bread toaster, the double broiler, and the Dutch oven. Next is the preparatory tools. So the tools that we have in preparatory tools is we have the flour sifter, grater, pastry brush, spatula, rolling pin, pastry cloth, pastry tips, and utility tray. And we also have the measuring tools. So these tools are used for measuring the ingredients. So we have the measuring cups, the measuring spoons, the weighing scale, measuring cups for liquid ingredients, and the timer. Next classification is the mixing tools. Mixing tools are the mixing bowl, the wooden spoon, the rubber scraper, electric and hand mixer, and the rotary egg beater. Then we have the cutting tools used for cutting the ingredients or the fruits and vegetables or whatever we have used in baking. We have the pastry blender, pastry wheel, biscuit and donut cutter, kitchen shears, chopping boards, and paring knife. And the last one is we have the baking pan. So these are the different baking pans in baking and pastry production. So we have the tube center pan, the Grater muffin pan, cake pans, round, square, rectangle, or heart shape, the jelly roll pan, the bun pan, custard cup, griddle pans, the pop-over pans, macaron molders, and the baking sheets. So those are the different types of tools and equipment that we have in bread and pastry production. So each tool is precisely designed for a specific purpose. So choosing the correct tool will also decrease the amount of effort required to get a job done right without causing damage to either the equipment or the surface being worked on. Okay, so class, I have already posted all the activities for this week on our Google Classroom. Please visit our Google Classroom and do all the activities that we have. So for example, here in Activity 1 Week 1, so direction, classify the following tools based on their usage. Write the letter of your answer in the space before the number. So you have to choose the answer here inside the box. So whether if it is baking equipment, preparation, mixing, cutting, measuring, or baking pans. Okay, so for activity 2, week 1, so direction, read and understand the different situations and answer honestly with your own words. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. So you have to answer the 2 questions here. Okay, so that's all for lesson 1, use of baking tools and bakery equipment. I hope you learned about the tools and equipment that we have in bread and pastry production. So that's all. Thank you and God bless everyone. Keep safe.